Harvard and Yale back in 1968. Jack was also a renowned storyteller and a humorist, and his stories of the people of Whitlock, Maine entertained generations of people. Jack passed away in 2011 at the age of 92, and at that time, the Jack Grinold Chapter chose to name this award in Jack Daly's honor. Adam Griggs was a 3-year star and 4-year letter winner for Bentley University from 2002 to 2005. Last fall was the second year of Coach Griggs' second tour of duty on the Bentley coaching staff. His duties included coordinating special teams and working with a talented and prolific group of wide receivers. And you'll find out in a few minutes why they were so prolific. To present the Jack Daly Award for Academics, Citizenship, and Football, Adam Griggs from Bentley University.
Good evening. I have looked forward to a moment like this to get a chance to talk about Danny in front of a group of people for a long time. This, without question, will open up with one of the dumbest statements that everybody here knows, and it's the fact that football players are special people. Everyone here in this room understands that. I'm not saying anything, and I don't mean to use it as a cliche. What I'm trying to say is, while we did a great job, and I think, without question, the National Football Foundation has done an amazing job tonight getting you guys all this information on 33 amazing young men in the state of Massachusetts. Those are just stats. It's just letting you know something that these guys have done. It's blurbs in the paper, and you probably have all already gone through that packet to see that Danny threw for 9,000 yards and 60 touchdowns and all that kind of stuff. You found out about some amazing guys going to great schools and all that, but there's more behind every single one of those stories. These guys, when you hear about the community service, they'll tell you about the stories about making kids smile, working with Special Olympics and seeing a kid cross the finish line as he gives you a hug. They'll have stories that will not come out tonight. This award, the Jack Daly Award, specifically states in it that it is for academics, community, and football, in that order. In this pamphlet, the write-up that was done very well on Danny, you'll hear he's a 3.74 GPA coming out of Bentley University with a major in economics and finance, a minor in Spanish. What you won't know is the fact that on top of that, as a second semester senior, his first time around, before his 5th year of eligibility where he played football, he also started his master's early in finance. Well, right now, he's actually, after talking with him, I'm saying it anyway, he's ashamed he only has a 3.5 GPA. You're not going to find out about the fact that he was a tutor. That on top of that he took, as a 21-year-old kid, 18-year-olds coming into our program, minds overwhelmed, trying to figure out study hall, trying to figure out dorm life, trying to figure out miles and miles away from home, that Danny Guadagnoli, our starting quarterback, our all-conference this, our all-conference that instead of getting his own work done, went to study hall and got our players ready, took care of them academically, took guys under his wing. You won't find out about that on this piece of paper. Community service, you'll see in there that he worked with Team Impact, that he worked with a young boy named Will, a tremendous young man who ran around our practice like a madman all the time. His little sister would come out too. He did great work, and you'll read about that. But what you won't hear is the fact that a week ago, after this family moved down out of the area, that Danny still touches base with them, and leading up to a surgery that he's got coming up next week, right, to potentially remove something from his body, remove a growth that he may not make it. He's Skyping with the kid, and all the kid can do is jump around and be happy. He's already graduated, basically. He's done. That's a decision that he makes. It's not because he's at Bentley. It's not because he signed up for a community service program. It's because that's who he is. You'll talk about football, and the stats are all there, and you'll hear all these great guys who come up, and quarterbacks who are 6'4", 215 pounds, run a 4.6 40. They bench press 225 27 times. You won't talk about the fact that the kid gets killed, picks up his offensive lineman. You won't talk about the fact that after a 1-5 start, he was part of an amazing senior class that took care of our program and elevated us to fight our way all the way back to 500 and give an eventual national championship team a last-second shot, and they made the play to stop us, but we were that close from rattling off 5 straight wins and knocking a team out of the playoff. You won't talk about that. You won't see those things in this pamphlet. You won't know that this young man went through adversity, that he went through coaching changes, that he went through positional coaches, that he graduated receiver after receiver and was here and would make drives back while doing internships, while doing all these things that we stated, that he did all those things with one goal in mind, to be perfect. everything that Danny has tried to do in his life has been to do it perfectly, to do it right. Because just like some of these guys who are sitting up here, who Danny was in your shoes about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that everything in his life, from football to academics, the way he handles himself at every single moment of the day, he judges himself first, and he expects only that level of perfection. He will not understand that his impact on Bentley football has gone way beyond the record that he left us with. It's going to go to the development of our young players, the example that he left for them, the understanding that those guys now know as 18-year-old young men walking into our program, including the 2 guys sitting here right now coming to Bentley. He's an example for not just what we want our football team to be, but as my dad used to say, that the greatest compliment he could ever get was to hear that he raised some great kids. Danny's parents are in the back, and I get to say in front of everyone, as somebody who recruited him and somebody who's gotten to know him, you raised a great kid. And we're really proud. And I, in particular, as an alum of Bentley University, a former captain like Danny, I'm proud that I get to forever be in that brotherhood with him for years to come. So Danny will come up here and he will spend his entire time thanking 9,000 people. He will give you guys whatever advice he can help, and he won't talk about himself. But at least I got to get about 5 minutes to talk about Danny Guadagnoli.
Wow. First of all, thank you so much for letting me be here. The Jack Daly Mass Chapter, this is such an honor. The fact that it's an award that not only has to do with academics and athletics, but contribution back to the community, that's really everything for me. It's something I'm very passionate about. I was blessed with amazing parents and an unbelievable support system my whole life. Even this past season, starting off 1-5, my girlfriend came to every game. She even drove 6 hours down with my parents to LIU, listening to a combination of Ludacris, James Taylor, and a Rent soundtrack. It's such a weird thing. That's my dad's But, seriously, my support system has just been unbelievable, and I really owe so much gratitude to that. And, I'll just continue to be grateful for that, because that's really all I need. Just keep living every moment to the fullest. But for you guys, congratulations, man. That's awesome. You guys should be so proud of yourselves. If there's one piece of advice I'd give you going forward in college, even though you guys are doing pretty well, so I'm not sure I'm doing well. If I were to give you one piece of advice, it would be to stay in the moment. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's very easy when you get to college to, have these ridiculous expectations for yourself and have such lofty goals that you kind of lose sight of the present moment. And not only working your hardest in the present moment, but being the best person you could be at all times. And it's tough. I mean, Coach Griggs will tell you, I was really whiny when I was a freshman. We had a lot of reflective chats after practice and stuff, because I really wanted to get on the field. I had huge expectations for myself, and I was a little impatient. So I think for you guys, starting now, make a commitment to yourself that when you get to school, you take it one day at a time, and you really focus on being the best you can be every single day. And not just in football, but in every facet of your life. And I think if you guys do that, in fact, I know great things will come your way. It might not necessarily be just in football, but there's far more important things in football. And you guys will find that. If you just take every day as an opportunity to invest in the moment and just do your best, be the best person you can be, great things will happen. So you guys look great, and wishing you all the best. And thanks again for this amazing honor. Hope everyone